right, that was a little dramatic. We ain't gonna have that interest. I'm gonna change that real soon. I'm looking at the camera now. This is the first one. Y'all bear with us. It's the first one. So I'd like to welcome you all to the Marvel Detectives Wrestling Podcast. There's not much to react to right now. We staying with the people on the writer strikes, but you know, there's not much to react to in terms of movies and TV shows on our other channels. We're trying to get back into those. So right now we just gonna go back to something else that we have started watching again. So somehow wrestling got a little bit more entertaining as of late. How?
I
What?
will say as a side note, Barbie was great. Barbie
I've
was
heard.
fantastic.
I've heard. Did you watch the other movie too?
What other movie? Oppenheimer?
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah,
I went
I've
in
heard.
straight with my. If I had my pink shirt and short shorts, I would have had them all when I went in there.
I'm just gonna shake
But
my head on that one, but yes, we are your hosts. This is my partner right here, the one with the chipmunk on that you see right there, the one with the chipmunk right there. That's Alvin. You see where you get that from? Alvin. I'm gonna stop. And Devin.
first of
So
all,
welcome.
you just put my government out there like my name ain't AJ on the screen right there.
Hey, they gotta know the reason. Got to keep the canon up. All right. So we just gonna sit here and go through a few topics. The first one, and we gonna go through some topics. We're not gonna go through some crazy news because this ain't no news channel. It doesn't go over stuff that I thought was entertaining for the week that you talk about. And it's the wrestling shows, the main ones. We got Dynamite, Collision, not Rampage. Too much. Raw, SmackDown. That's both. And a little bit of news in
Does
between.
Raw
And maybe, hmm,
does Raw have to be there?
we not gonna go. We just clipping. We going to do clips. We
Okay.
ain't asking why. We ain't like we've
Okay.
seen the clips. There's the clips here and there. And then we can also say that we can look at the stuff and then be like, how do we feel about the stuff that's going on? Like the whole Cody Rhodes situation again.
We're not gonna
And
talk
then
about that.
yes, we are. All right. So first and foremost, we're gonna get into a little bit of news. This is just one quick news thing I just saw. Jeff Hardy says that he wants to wrestle. He has 5 more years in him. How do you feel about that?
He has what? Come again?
5 more. He has
5 years
more
of
years.
what?
5 more years as a professional wrestler. How do you feel about that?
He got? You know what? I'm gonna be positive. I'd love to see it happen. That's the way I'm gonna phrase that. I would love to see it happen.
All right, now that is your
Do I think his
generic.
body can handle that? Not at all.
All right, so as that is your nice answer, so we can be a little bit about
What
it.
is your response?
You know, and this goes along with the second thing I was bringing about Jeff Hardy, which was my main just little news tidbit for the day. Well, Jeff Hardy, not only did he say he wants to wrestle 5 more years, he said he wants to win one more title in AEW before he retires.
He's
One
not
more
in that
world
stage in
title.
his career.
So we can talk about which belt you think he's comfortable winning. And do you think he can do it at this stage? So first of all, do I think he has 5 more years in him? I think he has more like these many, like this many left. You see that camera? I know it's a little blur right here. So I think he got like these many more years left in him. Because number one,
For the audio listeners, you have to say how many.
oh, dos. He has 2 more years in him. Because as a person that wasn't the Jeff Hardy fan like everybody else, gotta make sure I get in the microphone. Like everybody else, I was the Matt Hardy fan, and Matt Hardy can't walk anymore. He wasn't the one doing those flips.
Hmm. Those leg drops really take it out of you, though.
True.
They destroy your back and spine.
So we have one with the ruined spine, one with the ruined mid back. Every time he gets up, he kind of like does that little. That I don't know if it's a cell, or real. I feel like he's actually in pain because they're barely moving anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just
They're both real stiff. They're both real stiff in there now.
as a team, the Hardy Boys. It's it's weird because they have no person on their team together that can be the one that takes bumps because neither one of them can barely move. Just saying. That's
Yeah.
my that's a tidbit on that. Which belt do you think that if they were to give him a belt, which belt do you think he should get as a single star? The AEW Championship, the Intercontinental Inter whatever it is Championship that they have that's on Orange Cassidy. I don't know what it's called, but it's the belt
The
that they,
Cross Atlantic.
yeah, that thing, and then the TNT. That's three.
I think he'll win a tag team championship, maybe. I don't foresee. I mean, you have people like Orange Cassidy, well, Luchasaurus now, MJF. I don't see any of those people. Like they're being used to build AEW's core stars. I don't think that Jeff Hardy should win one, personally.
And there we go.
If he
Okay.
did, if he did have to win a championship, I prefer him to win it and like don't take the TV title. Take the Ring of Honor championship off of Claudio, maybe. I don't think that they should do that either, but that's probably the closest. Because I was like, they shouldn't take the TV championship off of Joe, even though
They're not.
Joe's not defending the TV championship whatsoever.
Oh, he is. He does it for Ring of Honor shows. He doesn't do it for AEW
Yeah,
shows,
yeah,
which
but
is technically how it's supposed to be.
it is.
I
It's
mean,
the
Ring
Ring
of
of
Honor
Honor
has a
TV championship. I guess that makes sense.
but their TV show is like an online pay to watch show. Just saying. I don't know who guys. I don't really watch it
Yeah,
because you have to pay X amount of money to be a part of it. On the Honor Club, make sure I get that in frame. The Honor Club. I ain't paying for that.
yeah. And I mean, they have some good matches on there. Don't get me wrong. Um, it's just the wrestling market's kind of oversaturated as it is. I'm not going to pay extra for it. I'm sorry. And I wanted to see the Willow Nightingale and Athena match.
Yeah, I heard that was good. That's gonna be a part of the little things we're gonna look at in a second. So I heard that was good. All right, well, we've gotten over our little short news section. We're gonna actually start looking at the stuff for the week. So I think we're gonna go from last Wednesday to this Wednesday. We haven't this show may come out on the Wednesday. Just know that this episode was recorded before AEW Dynamite on July the 26th. All right.
And you time traveling, ain't you?
All the time. I always be days ahead. I'm ahead of the game. But all right. So what happened last? Which was the days? I gotta go back to my calendar. I have to make sure I get the exact. I pulled up the wrong card for the wrong days. Why did it give me the stuff from? Oh, that's why it was called. That was Blood and Guts. That was so.
Oh yeah.
Shoot. So I think last Wednesday was Blood and Guts. That's the first thing we were talking about last Wednesday. Last Wednesday, the match card was the Blood and Guts match, the FTW Championship match, and the Blind Eliminator Tag Team Tournament final between MJF, Adam Cole, and Sammy Guevara. You know, in the Dancy Boy. You know who the Dancy Boy is, right?
Huh? The Dancy Boy. Oh, you're talking about dang, what's his name? Uh Daniel what?
Garcia.
Daniel Garcia. I like Daniel Garcia. I don't like the dance that he does whatsoever.
Well, we're going to get into that real soon. So first of all, we're going to talk about the first match was Hook versus Jack Perry, because clearly, did you watch that match?
I did.
All right, we have Hook versus no longer Jungle Boy, Jack Perry. How do you feel about the Jack Perry full heel turn / persona change with the beard, wearing jeans, new interest music? How do you feel about it all?
I like that Jack Perry isn't Jungle Boy anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the
Same.
heel turn for this whole thing has kind of come out of nowhere, though.
I mean, it. How much have you watched over the last 2 weeks?
I mean, I watched them tag and stuff, like Jungle Hook tag team and stuff. It's just, it just seems like it's, it seems like they were just randomly put together. And now that he's turned heel, it kind of seems like they were randomly put together so that he could turn heel.
Okay, so let me get specific for you, because I know you had missed a few things, because they was Jungle Hook twice, so they already did it one time.
Yeah.
This is the second time they did it, and then he had kind of been doing heel stuff before this was a thing. My thing of what you said, part that I said was 100% right. They literally brought them back together just for him to have someone to go against, because he was already doing the heel stuff before this was a thing. They was like, let's tag them together so you can have a tag team person to then have a feud with. That's my part. That was what I'll say about that part.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I thought it was nice. I liked it. I didn't because I hated the build
Yeah, that's
because
the part that was
they
terrible. They give
made
this.
they made Jack Perry run so much
Them,
that it was
them,
ridiculous. I was like, how
those
can you try to
clips.
make him look strong after this?
You have him cheat.
Look, because like, look at MGF. He doesn't really defend his championship. He kind of
But
weasels his way out and everything. But when it comes to wrestling and stuff, he still doesn't run. Like he may even hire somebody else to do the dirty work, but it's not, oh, I'm full sprint around the arena running. I just think it makes him look a little weak.
yeah, I can see that. But you're right. It was him. Did you see the clips of him jumping in that truck was hilarious though.
Mm-hmm.
I laughed every single time he did it. The third time was too much, but the first time was absolutely hilarious, because it looked like, I thought he looked like Jeff being thrown out the house on Fresh Prince. It was like, ah! Every time I saw him jump in the car, yeah, that thing had me weak. I was like, oh, this is pure comedy gold. But all right, but in the end of the day, I felt this. I felt like, yeah, it was kind of like they throw them together just so they can do it. But the match was good. They seem like they can actually have a good feud, because Hook doesn't do any type of flips. He just does straight soup. He's like the mini Brock Lesnar, and he's like
Yeah.
the mini Brock Lesnar versus the heel that's just here to just jack up the person that's the actual wrestler that's here, just trying to just go up in the company, et cetera, et cetera. All right.
Well, I mean, to give Hook his credit, he hasn't been wrestling for very long.
Yeah, but
He's
he's
really
also,
good.
but his dad was kind of a suplex guy himself.
Yeah, and he's carrying that lineage, but I mean, he can't really. I mean, I don't. I think highly of him for how long he has been wrestling.
That's the same shoot. Tell me that's the same thing for MJF. MJF is the same age, is like my age, 27,
Yeah,
and I think Hook is like 24, something like that.
I don't even know
And
how old is Hook.
and Jack Perry's now just found. I think like this is the right kind of thing because he's. I mean, he has the beard. He doesn't have the little clean face look anymore. The one thing I thought was funny is that um in like the Jim Cornette videos, he was like, he's heel. He said he has a hot girlfriend. Bring the girlfriend out. We need that type of energy.
I don't
We
know.
need,
It did not work for Sammy Guevara.
as a heel, it did. Everybody hated him.
Man,
That's the
everybody was
thing.
annoyed. He was just
But that,
annoying. Like it's difference between being a heel and it's just like I don't like this guy. Because
but you
like
gotta.
MJF, I'm like I don't like the things that he did, but I'm like I could still respect it. But I just want to turn the TV off when when Sammy Guevara and Ty Mello was on the TV. To be completely honest,
Yeah, I'll say that for them. Yeah, he is pretty
which
much like.
which hurt my
Yeah,
heart, I will say, because Sammy Guevara is my favorite wrestler in AEW.
I can see that. I guess since we got past Hook, still on his way to the belt, you know. What did he do? He had oh yeah, he had the little referee bump,
Yeah.
the little cheap thing. Got the belt from him. Taz had his little fake anger moments. I'm just waiting on. Let me stop. I don't know why but at some point they had the little shark for shark week behind Taz. He was like, "Move! I'm gonna throw you off the stage." Anywho, no, it was random. And then we have this is not even on the main card. This was a random match right in the middle. They had a random Britt Baker versus random person A match, which
That lasted all of 30 seconds.
and had nothing to do with anything. So we're gonna skip past that because it's nothing. All right.
Uh, they did build on it on Rampage, just so you know,
Yeah, we're not doing that.
because
About
Taya Valkyrie called her out on the fact that she came back to squash a jobber in 30 seconds and challenged her to a match.
I say this again when it comes to Rampage, that's another additional hour, and it's not a main show. But thank you for this context. We'll use that context as good information to use. We'll use that. Hopefully, you said who was the person that came out to go against her with that?
Taya Valkyrie, aka Taya Elite.
Okay. All right. We'll see how that goes. All right. And all right, but next we have the almighty dance off of dance offs. We have the show of shows. We have the reign of terror of MJF and Adam Cole. The Blind Eliminator Tag Team Tournament Final. First and foremost, I have to say, when this match was coming on, I was like, this is going to be it. We have these two coming up. Then we had the part where, they had them entrances, and then Adam Cole had their music mixed together, and I was like, oh, that's kind of dope. That's interesting. Then you had, right before that happened, you had Roderick Strong was on WWE, right?
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, we had him do his little wimpy moment in the background. Where he was like, "No, Cole, you have to make sure that you go and try to get the belt from him for like all of 5 seconds." And then you had the little entrance mashup, and then After that, we have what we call sports entertainment. Everyone,
It was sports entertainment.
we have something
It was
that
entertaining.
see. There we go. Because I'm seeing everything where for people it was like split right down the middle on this stuff. Because for me, I was like, all right, so he's doing this little dance again. Oh, they're both dancing, and then you just see MJF jump out the ring and just go and click a button that already has music queued up to be played randomly for this dance off, and then you have the whole two what is it the whole too cool lighting come on, and you're just like I'm just like no what,
I
and
like my
then
wrestling to be stupid. It was a dumb segment. You have to suspend your disbelief a lot, but it's wrestling. You have to suspend your disbelief anyway. Um,
you're not wrong.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was a callback to a thing that AEW doesn't really do. A sketch that's just there just to be funny. And AEW finds itself being very serious. And I like having like some random stupid things happen. Not as much as WWE because they have a lot of random stupid things happening.
Okay,
But
I'll give you that.
I liked it.
I was cool with it. It was a nice another cool match, and you had a whole another teased double clothesline. Let's just pause on this moment and put a timeout. When since like we were children, have you seen crowds get so happy for a body slam and a double clothesline?
I don't think I've ever seen anyone get excited for a double clothesline. The last time
Can,
I've seen someone get excited for a body slam was Hulk Hogan.
no, did you not watch the match with MJF when he went to body slam for Big
I'm
Bill?
talking about since then.
Oh, true. But this man, first he egged on the body slam for Big Bill the other week. And when I tell you, everyone just was like, this is the best thing. I was just like, this man knows how to take a crowd who sees flips every week and make the simplest move the most amazing thing in NBA history. I mean, wrestling history. And
I mean,
then
it's, he has a good grasp on the talking and emotional like manipulation part, like the brain, like the thinking part of wrestling. I would say he has down packed. Sure,
better
there
than
are
anyone
people
on the
who
show.
wrestle. Yeah, I was like, sure, there are people who wrestle better than him. Like I would say Kenny Omega wrestles better, but Kenny Omega doesn't talk nearly as well as MJF.
I'm gonna be honest with you. If we're going by just we can put this down as a side note in the conversation. I feel like MJF is a better all around wrestler, strictly because MJF low key can do the moves, but he doesn't do all the moves like Kenny does in the match.
I'm
Kenny
gonna
will do
disagree
all.
with you. I've seen Kenny Omega do everything from
You're
New
right.
Japan all the way to now. I've been watching Kenny for a long time. I'm gonna have to disagree with you. I
I
think
feel
MJF makes people emote a lot better because Kenny has to do like over the top things to make people emote. But
but that's
we're
the
gonna get to
thing.
that blood and guts match later.
And first, and then finally, we got MGF doing the little, I don't know what they call it, the middle rope jump, dive, or the tope suicide, or whatever you want to call it, whatever they want to call it on these shows. Each show is different. You have the mid rope dive, and everyone just goes crazy because he's just like, I'm never going to do that. Does it? The crowd goes crazy, even though he's probably seen 5 or 6 of those. in a whole in one match before, and then after that, after we hop over that, and we see him. He does the. Did you see him do the little Cody Rhodes walk?
Yeah,
That take had
and
me.
he feigned that he was going to do a crossroads too.
Mm-hmm. And then finally, we go to the whole in this segment where you start. Do you think they can coexist? Let me stop. But do you? So we have Cole getting the belt for like an extra 5 to 10 seconds. Do you? I have one question. Do you? I'm not prepared for it, but are you even close to being ready for them? Separating this stuff.
Once the tag
Should they win the belt too?
championship match, I don't see them taking the belts off of FTR. I'm gonna be honest. FTR has had over this past few months the best tag team matches of any promotion.
Oh, that's easy because the other one doesn't believe in tag teams.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm not saying that the matches haven't been some of the best in like the last ever. I'm just saying the other just straight up doesn't even have a tag team division, so only one group has both of the belts or both for the shows. But that's a conversation for another day. We have to talk about that.
I haven't even seen the tag team championships in forever.
That's sad. And also, just as they're you know who the champions are, don't you?
I know who they are: Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens.
As a side note, I did see some people saying that Kevin Owens was hurt. That's just a mini tidbit as a rumor. We'll see how long that pans out as information that's actually going to be given out to the public or not. So but we'll see we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, you're right. There is no division. There is no one feeling the face.
But I mean, not even tag team. I would say they've had some top tier matches over the past few months. As I was thinking back, I watched that Iron Man match they did with Bullet Club Gold. That match was fantastic.
We're gonna get there. Wait, was that last? That was that was weekend before last.
Yeah.
Yeah, so never mind. I don't think we're gonna look at that one. Yeah. But yeah, that was probably one that was absolutely spectacular. But you're right. Yeah, we all know they probably want to have MJF and Cole for Wembley. It's just kind of disappointing that that's the way it probably going to end up going.
Here's the thing that I think, and call it a prediction. I don't think that MJF is going to turn on Adam Cole. I think Adam Cole's going to turn on MJF. I think we get our double turn.
But we don't know because you still have Roderick Strong involved in it.
Yes.
We might have a three-way.
I don't know. They've been selling that Roderick Strong injury for a while. I think if anything, it's going to be Roderick Strong helping Adam Cole.
I think Roderick Strong will make his appearance on this match on Saturday, and then the injury will end up being like not as serious as previously stated on the show. Just to say that.
Probably. I mean, but he's been injured for like a month. And it was like a kayfabe injury anyways, to my understanding.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That would be the time for him to hop in.
Yeah.
All right.
I know that what's his name? Kyle O'Reilly's still signed too, but I know that he's been taking time off because I think he just had a baby, if I remember right. And Bobby Fish is kind of screwed everywhere that he has tried to work since AEW.
Yeah, he talked trash about pretty much talked trash about everybody on the show, and all the people still work there.
Yeah, so I'm like, you're not coming back. as much as I liked you all four of you together, you're not coming back.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens with those two soon. And now we have to get into what I believe, in my personal opinion, was the biggest waste of an hour of my life for a while. And there's a lot of reasons for this. I'm gonna just go full on everything, talk about everything I thought was wrong with this match that we saw for this blood and guts match. Some people said it was I don't know, somebody said it was good. I thought a lot of it was just dumb.
I didn't think it was bad.
I'm gonna tell you why I thought it was dumb. I'm gonna give you every single reason why, and then I'm gonna let you go on that. I'm gonna go on that. So first and foremost, you have the setting is, this is basically AEW's War Games, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Every entrance, people are literally they're not standing by the cages or deciding who goes in as the match goes on. So people are literally coming all the way through the crowds, all the way through the entrance ways. I thought each person running through the crowd basically made it was like they didn't care what was going on. I'm telling you, every single
dog. That annoyed me to no end, seeing the Blackpool Combat Club take 45 seconds to a minute to get to the cage. That annoyed me.
Bro, that was the first thing, because I'm like, as a person, I don't even watch NXT or WWE that often to see the War Games, but just watching them just slowly trot through the crowd to the cage, or on the other side, the Elite slowly trot down to the cage. I'm like, bro, there's no purpose to this. They're not even deciding who comes out to match who's there to do what. They're literally just coming out from the parking garage. They're like getting out the car each at a time. They're like hopping out the minivan. All right, time to get out. I'm like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. First and foremost,
if it was them like coming out to like their regular entrance, I would say I would get it. Like just coming down the ramp. But it took an annoyingly long time for anyone from the BCC to come in.
But this isn't that kind of match.
I agree, but you can suspend it and say that maybe they made the decision backstage, but not when you take it 45 seconds to a minute to get over there.
No, I don't like it. It was a waste of time. But they can make that decision, but still, they could have done like the thing where, you know how like in like they show the locker room, like you can't leave the locker room till your time comes up. The time the locker room comes up, the person, they decide who comes out, and the person just runs out and goes out there from the side.
Yeah.
They could have made it seem interesting that way, but it didn't. They just walked for a whole minute. They didn't, and then they didn't run. They walked. They high five all the fans coming out.
Seeing Claudio Castagnoli calmly and gingerly walk, and Pac gingerly walk. I was like people are like, and Pac was like calmly walking while Kenny Omega was going off in the ring.
See.
And I'm like, bro, your dog is getting beat on, and you're just calmly walking down there. I'll give you that one. You're right on that one. I have two things that annoyed me about it.
All right, so that's number one. And this is our first episode about it, so I kind of going to start actually getting the notes for these things. But right now, I don't have any notes, so this is what I'm working with for right now. So, second of all, why? I'm just gonna say, why the hell, when Moxley came out with a fork and started stabbing people, there was no blood then?
I don't know. I don't even remember that part of the match, to be completely honest with you.
When this man slowly trotted out, he came out with a fork in his hand and just started stabbing people, and there was no blood. He was stabbing people in the forehead. He was stabbing people in the guts. I'm sitting here like, what? At that point, these men need to be out. They need to just get up and just act like it never happened.
I don't know. Yeah. Mox had better moments in the match than that. That was not a shining moment for him. The nail
Okay.
board was a shining moment for him.
I thought that one was that one was cool. And then that was my number 2. My number 3 was, and this is just saying, this was probably the most. You talking about Castagnoli, Claudio coming out all slow. Oh wait, I have another one after that. I'm gonna give you that one at the same time I give you this one. So first and foremost, during one, we have our last entrance of the night, Mr. Ibushi. And people are saying he hasn't wrestled for like a couple years. Understandably so. You can come in a little rusty.
Mm-hmm.
This man came out to the ring. He looked like, I'm not a person to body shame, but he looked like he has been out for 2 to 3 years. And then the dumbest thing happened. And I want you to ask me why this happened. And then they had something else happen later on. So when he came out, as you know, sometimes you have people come out of the cage for this match, right? And they do spots they do things on the top of the cage, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Why did you run out the cage, run straight to him, go get a little bump to the face, and then after he gets hit in the face, Mr. Ibushi then calmly starts waving to the fans and walks down to the ring like nothing is going on in the ring, and then they killed that. They killed the ending of this match because the end of the match you had Pac get mad at Claudio, and then he has to get bolt cutters to open the cage. When the cage has been open for like ever since Yuta went out to punch him, they did the little thing on top of the cage when it was one of the Young Bucks. The cage was open in. It was just magically open in. There was no bolt cutters. But now we get to enter match. Now there's bolt cutters. They have to use to open the door.
I can actually give you an answer for that one. They didn't like WCW, which is where this match originated, to my knowledge, and NXT do a good job of like zooming in on this. It's supposed to be once everyone gets into the cage, being that they left out, you have to wait for them to get back in. They're supposed to then lock the cage when everybody gets into the cage. And I don't think everyone got into the cage until Matt Jackson got back in. So that's when they're supposed to have locked the cage. I think the whole thing with Claudio and Pac was stupid, being that they did all of this build up to make Pac the secret, like, 5th member, just for him to be the one to turn, and then Don Callis makes Takeshita turn on them too. I thought that was kind of dumb. I thought it was out of nowhere. And I was like, what was the point of having them in the match if they're gonna like get mad and leave? Especially because it doesn't look like they're gonna do anything else with Pac and Claudio, probably.
They did. They had them have their one match on that same Athena and Willow Nightingale night. We're gonna get there in a second.
I will say, I have to give some credit. Matt Jackson dropping the tax from the top of the cage. I didn't see it coming. The nail boards for Moxley actually made me cringe.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when he ran into it. And it fell on him after he hit the ground.
Yeah, that part was crazy.
And Pac climbing the cage from inside to do a double stomp through the table was the highlight of that match to me. I was like, as soon as I saw him do the double stomp, he threw himself off. I was like, this is the greatest thing ever. But there seemed to be a lot of miscommunication from the Golden Lovers. And I think that there were a lot of miscommunications that probably overshadowed that match a little bit.
Yeah, and then there was one more. There was one more thing. There was one more thing that kind of had me like, why is this a thing? What's the name, Ibushi? Everything he did looked terrible. And I understand, and people can say, well, he's just in. This has been 2 years. If it's been 2 years for him, you should have gave him something to do in the meantime. Like you could have gave him a match on Rampage, a match on Dynamite, a match on Collision. You could have done anything to just get some rust off of him. But he just came
I
in
agree.
and did this, and it looked terrible. And then he did that. Did you see that? Wait, did you see that clip from on that little clip that was on social media with the nail spot?
Mm-mm,
Hold up.
probably not. I was
Let
like,
me.
I knew I watched it live, but I try to stay out of because I watch everything late, so I try to stay out of like wrestling social media.
No, yeah, this one was on. I don't know if we can actually show AEW clips on, but if it's not, it may be on something that we're gonna look at later on. But if let me see if I can find it. Uh, let's see if I can find they might have, to be honest, this is something that they would I could see them taking it down expeditiously. Yeah, they got rid of that real quick.
Well, what happened in it
He literally
for
after
the
the match
audio
ended.
listeners?
Oh, I found it. I found it. I found it. I'm not gonna show this. This is just one I'm sending you just in case they
Okay.
and you can listen to it in your headphones. And this is and then so it's in the I just sent it to you in the chat. But I'm gonna send this to you and um
Why is he doing that?
you see it. He does the little bump in the nail, the little drop in the nails for no reason. The match is over.
Eh, I get it. I guess he's of a different culture. I'm not going to judge it too harshly, but I was looking at it like, why is he going to do that?
Bro, hold up. I'm gonna give so I'm just gonna say this was like probably like
It's a
it
film
was just
fest.
it was kind of like no point to it. That was all. That was like it was hilarious to see it,
He
and
was
I was like,
playing to
what
the
was the point
crowd.
of this?
He was
No, the
playing to the
crowd
crowd.
asked it. No, even in the crowd, the video people in the crowd was like, "What are you doing?"
That was one person. You
No,
weren't there.
it was all of wrestling social media and
He
people that
didn't
was
get a
on
lot
wrestling.
of time. He wanted to have more time. I get it.
He had plenty of time to make himself look terrible in this match. All right,
You're not
let's
wrong.
go into the next. Let's go into the next part of this. So after that, we can go into the next show, which is I think that's SmackDown on Friday. The match card. I know we don't really. I'm not going to really care too much about the match card to be honest with you on these shows
I
because
only watched.
I'm
I
not.
only watched one thing from that show. I'm gonna be honest.
It's okay. That's all we watched because they had a quote unquote United States Championship Invitational, which Rey Mysterio won, beating Mr. Grimes.
Can we
Um,
talk about the fact that they refuse to let
wait,
LA Knight win anything?
Wait. Rey Mysterio beats Grimes, Mr. Sheamus, and LA Knight in this match. And, he hits the pin. I'm hearing that the WWE wants to promote a Latino champion. So they might be allowing Mysterio or one of those people to try to go for that belt. So,
Well, Ray and Santos Escobar have to fight for the chance at the United States title.
That's what I've seen. Yeah. And how do
Um,
you feel about them, slowing the push of LA Knight yet again?
just don't have them there. Just have him run segments and have random matches. I would rather him just not be involved than to lose all the time. This is exactly what happened with Bray Wyatt the first time around because Bray Wyatt's first run was probably the best run that he could possibly have, except they kept making him lose all the time. I think that character was more interesting than like the Fiend and whatever he was doing recently. But they made him lose all the time. And now they're doing the same thing to LA Knight. He comes in, he has the biggest pop out of everybody on Raw, besides maybe Cody. And he loses all the time. I can't remember the last time LA Knight won, to be completely honest. So that's how I feel about it. I feel like I don't even know why Rey Mysterio should have won. Even if you push LA Knight to the finals, they could still have Santos Escobar win through something with Austin Theory, which is what they did for this match, except Rey Mysterio still won.
Well, for me myself, I don't really like I mean we've said this before. We don't really care about the new LWO. It's kind of like it's there because it feels a little desolate without this guy being there. This guy right here, this one. You see this guy on the shirt. This guy. And for the people that's not seeing this, what I'm talking about the legendary, best wrestler, Eddie Guerrero for the people to know. But it's kind of it's kind of like it ain't for me. Just saying. And LA Knight they keep saying they're gonna try to get him into something more interesting soon. But at the end of the day, it's seeming more and more like. Yeah, it's seeming more and more like that situation where you just see them kind of like, we don't want to see someone who has got themselves over. Let them get themselves over further and further. Some people said it's an age thing. Some people said other things, but I'm just saying, me personally, it's like, I'm just saying, we'll see what happens. That's what I'm saying, but we'll see what happens. Oh, I don't know how far away you are from the mic, but we'll see what happens. We're gonna go into the next thing, huh? A little bit.
Using my headset, it should sound the same.
It might be connected. It might be connected to your other thing, your camera. Still.
Let me double check because it's not supposed to be. Audio. No, it's supposed to be. Yeah, I think these headphones just don't. They're like because there's a bunch of like I don't know why my fans keep kicking on a bunch of like brown noise around me. It might be trying to noise cancel it.
Mm-hmm. I got you. So as we go through, we have the lovely Charlotte Flair, who's miscast as a babyface, and she's always going to have a great match, but I don't really care about anything that she does as a babyface.
Yeah, same.
All right, and they're having her go against the Damage Control group. I heard Bailey was injured, so we'll see how. I don't know if they're gonna continue with that. But her being a part of it, as just it is her going against Damage Control and Damage Control breaking apart and all that stuff. But she got hurt, so it's kind of weird how that's gonna go.
I mean, will it be? Bailey also hasn't, since they've decided to give Io Sky, my bad, I keep saying her old name, more time. I don't think I've seen Bailey wrestle that often. So I think it would still be about the same status quo either way. Have her turn
Okay.
on Io, just have her do her talk show or whatever.
Wait, she has a talk. Wait, how many wrestlers have a talk show?
Everybody has a talk show.
What is going on? Wait, I didn't.
She had a talk show for a while.
Where have I been at? I mean, I don't watch these shows, but why does each one of these people have their own show?
I guess it's a easy way to
Sports
get
entertainment
them on the
thing.
screen. Yeah, it's an easy way to get them on the screen without having to make them wrestle.
But my thing is, there's these things, I'm gonna tell you, there's these things that people do, and I know this seems like a hard thing to ask of people, but I'm gonna ask you I'm gonna see how you feel about this thing. It's called promo segments.
Yeah, they don't do those anymore.
In WWE.
Yeah, in WWE, they don't do those anymore. It's either a backstage interview or, well, correction. Jay Uso is the only person who does those anymore. And Cody, I guess. Those are the only two who have actual promo segments. Everyone else is either a backstage interview where they have to talk about something specific in the night, or they have a talk show where they also do interviews, like Grayson Waller. But Grayson Waller has had his since he was in NXT, so I guess I can't be too mad at that. But it is just another talk show on TV.
Yeah. I'm just saying, I'm tired of seeing all these little shows. So I'm just going to give you that one myself. I'm tired of every time I see a segment or something on WWE, it's on some form of, well, I mean, I already said it. You're seeing it on some form of, this is us sitting on this show. And that's it.
Yeah, I mean, they just use it to get people on screens, and I guess maybe they feel like they can make it more important by it being on a show. But then it almost always ends with somebody attacking someone. So I'm not even sure if it does what they want it to do.
All right. Well, I guess we're going to the next thing that was on the show, which was let me get to that real quick. I'm gonna get to that very well. Santos Escobar versus Austin Theory. A quick little match. Yeah, a quick little match in between, before they get to the big match between Ray and Austin and Escobar. Escobar beats Theory, you know how they do that. They be like, hey, you won in this match and I can beat him again. They're going to probably do that thing again. where you have to be brave first, and then, but we'll see how that goes. We're gonna hop over that one. That's another one that doesn't seem like it really matters at the moment until the big thing happens.
That's because it doesn't.
You're not wrong. And then we
It's gonna
have
be 50-50 booking all over again.
and then you have the greatest heel in WWE, known as Dominic Mysterio, having another, defending his NXT North American Championship on SmackDown, not NXT, against Butch. That is all I have to say about that. What do you feel about that?
I didn't watch it. While I respect that Butch likes his new character, I liked Butch better as Pete Dunne, even though he's more Pete Dunne now than he was when he first came back.
Yeah, because I thought the name and stuff was dumb, but
Yeah, I mean, speaking of Raw, I was hyped that Tommaso Ciampa came back to his old theme music and everything a couple weeks ago. That was the only. I think that was probably the only thing on Raw that made me happy.
that's your highlight of Raw, a 3-hour
That
show,
was my
at
highlight.
one entrance.
Yeah. Yes. Well, he was
All right.
away on injury because he was one of my
Okay.
favorite NXT guys.
Okay, I got you. That's cool.
But that was 2 weeks ago.
I got you. And then we have what is being known as the soap opera and the big money maker after that. After we have, Dominic Mysterio, who, excuse me, I'll say it again, I still don't care about anything he does in the ring. Everything outside the ring has been spectacular while he's had Rhea Ripley by his side. Excuse me again. And we're going to go to the last thing. We have the quote-unquote rules of engagement for SummerSlam versus Jey Uso. And I feel like this is the one where, you had Solo Sikoa try to attack Jay at the end, and then Roman stops him, and then everyone's looking all confused. And as I say this again, I don't know why. To me, it feels like every time that Jey Uso talks, it sounds like he's crying, but maybe that's just the seriousness in his talk. But
You're wild for saying
but
that.
but he's passionate. He's real. I feel like that's the passion coming out. That voice, that crackling voice he be giving. I feel. I see that. I see what he's doing there.
Wild. I agree that he does. How do I put this? He gives speeches. Who could I equate it to? I don't think I could find anybody that I could equate it to. Like Sam Jackson in Pulp Fiction, maybe?
No, Samuel Jackson, it was a certain amount of aggression in that tone that kind of was just, it never seemed like he was not in control of the situation. Sometimes I would feel like Jey Uso just be like kind of more so emotional. It seems like Sam Jackson always felt like, and everything that we felt like he was in control of everything.
Okay, fair. Okay, what was the movie where I forgot. Was it the movie where he was a teacher and he was put on trial and he goes, "Yeah." What did he say? Yes, they deserve to die and I hope they burn in hell. What movie was that?
remember, but I know what you're talking about. But I can see those voices. He do because I thought about it because
Yeah.
when you said that, I did think about the movie that he was in with that guy who isn't on anything anymore, Kevin Spacey. But he kind of had that little crime voice too. He had that crime voice too because when he was screaming out the window, and I was like, okay, I can see what you're talking about now. But yeah,
Yeah.
what do you feel about that whole thing now since we've started talking about his voice?
I mean, I liked it. I mean, it was all right.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Just continuing a little
I
build.
just watched it like a couple hours ago. Because I was too busy watching Collision. But I liked it. Um, it was short for the amount of build up that they gave it. It was all of what? Besides entrances, it was all of 5 minutes total actual things happening.
I mean, at this
So
point, they've already had this same segment like 3 or 4 times already.
yeah, the movie was a time to kill, by the way. Um, but yeah, um, it stayed in my head, and I had to figure that out. But yeah, it's gonna because it's gonna be the same thing. So the only thing that was a surprise was um, Roman stopping Solo. And that's because I assumed because it was supposed to be like a respect thing because it's I'm doing air quotes now tribal combat.
I do it for you. Tribal combat. Gotcha.
Okay, but I think it did what it needed to do. I don't know what this means going forward because they didn't really set anything up after,
They didn't.
but we'll see.
All right. And that's the end of SmackDown. Guess we can go
Did we
straight to
even
Collision.
talk about Raw?
We ain't got to that Raw yet. That's next. That's the Monday following up. We're getting there.
Are you talking about
we-
yesterday, Raw?
Yeah, we're going Wednesday to Wednesday, from last Wednesday to this Wednesday. We're not going that far back. We
I
ain't
gotta start watching Raw now.
Nah, you don't. Don't worry. I'm just gonna give you these little. I'm just gonna give you these little tidbits, and we can decide how you feel about that. Because that's 3 hours. It's 3 hours.
Okay.
We're not doing that. We're not doing that to each other.
Okay.
Hey guys, when the money starts coming in, let me stop.
If the money starts coming in, I might do a face reveal.
I'm weak. So now we get to the Royal Rampage. We're not talking about Rampage that much. I'm just gonna give you a little short thing. Yeah, Royal Rampage where they're deciding. I don't know what this match. What do you do to do this? What do you win? Is it a chance to win a championship or a chance to win any belt you want? I don't know. Oh, it's for the number one contender for the TNT title. There you go. I didn't really look at it, but Darby Allin won.
Oh yeah, I missed that.
Yep. Yeah, I'm not. I didn't
And
really
it
care.
was what Darby and Swerve at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been running that, but not doing anything with it.
Yeah, you're right. Swerve. I'm just. Whenever Swerve gets television time, I'm just happy. This is
but
another
they don't
one.
ever do anything with them. That's what upsets me.
You know,
I could see if he was a bad performer or couldn't talk, but he can do everything.
yeah.
Just like his feud with Keith Lee kind of just fizzled for no reason.
Yeah, they tried to bring. That was the dumbest thing I've ever saw. They sit there and tried to bring up clips from like the last time they had a little match together. I think it was on Collision. They tried to bring up clips from like 3 months apart, and then be like, "This is the feud that they've had." I'm just like, "There have been no feud. There's no build." I was like, "Why y'all clipping stuff from?" It went from like January to like March, then it went to like December of last year. I'm like, what is this? This is the worst clip show ever. that's it for that one. We're gonna go to the next match. I kind of want to watch this because I just want to see Johnny TV get some more television time. Johnny Nitro, Johnny Elite, whatever you want to call him.
Wait, what show are we doing right now?
Rampage. Royal Rampage had a match because QTV with QT Marshall.
I thought you said we weren't doing Rampage.
I know, but the Royal Rampage was a part of it. So it's kind of we're not going to watch it. I'm just kind of going to talk about it real quick.
Okay.
It had Acclaim versus QTV. I don't really care about that. You had Statlander versus Shafir. I'm happy that Statlander is a championship. I kind of want her to she can be really good. She looks like she can be a good champion. That's as far as I'm gonna go with that one for the TBS championship. Yeah. All right, after that we have the new. So hopefully YouTube clips this, the right way. We have the Ring of Honor, Death Before Dishonor. They kind of so they had. I see what they was going for there. Mm-hmm. I see what they were doing. Mm-hmm. So you have.
Well, that was a running pay-per-view for them.
Mm-hmm. We no one watched this, so we're just gonna. Because we're not I'll be honest with you. I'm not paying to watch these either. The big match, the TV title was Samoa Joe versus Dalton. Samoa wins as usual. They had a 4-way tag team title match, which the Aussie Open is now the champions for Ring of Honor.
The tag team champions?
Yeah, for Ring of Honor.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. For Aussie Open.
Yep. You got the 6-man titles match between the Mobile Embassy and a group of people that I don't know who they are. And the Mobile Embassy, I would assume.
Wasn't it against... I know that wasn't Leon Ruff in there?
Yes.
Yeah, I do remember this match. Okay.
Yeah. That was a thing. You have Shibata versus Daniel Garcia, the Dancing Man, for the Pure Championship match. Shibata wins and retains. And Garcia does not get his belt back that he had at one point. I think he had it. You have a fight without Dishonor. Dark Order. I guess I don't really care about Dark Order, and I don't know who the Righteous are, so I'm just going to skip over that one. The Dark Order wins, and then you have the Claudio match. Claudio and Pac. This was set up by the Blood and Guts match that sparked this intense feud between the both of them. Claudio retains.
Wait, I have a question. Didn't Pac join them because he was feuding with Kenny Omega?
Look, that feud doesn't matter. We're past that. We're past that. He has a new beef now with Claudio. Like I said,
that was his whole reasoning for wanting to be in the Blood and Guts match.
Look. All right, on to the next thing. And then you have the match that I both kind of wanted to watch this. Athena versus Willow Nightingale. Athena retains, and hopefully one day we'll be able to watch this match when AEW decides to actually have a streaming platform with both shows on it. Because then I might be able to think about actually paying for something between them.
I won't have to pay for cable. Granted, I'm sure that TNT and TBS money.
Yeah. Now we're going to go to the nice, what we call, what is this thing? It's this thing where where we didn't get to, all right, so Collision was a part of that. Was either before or after that. Let me see if I can find that. I had that up here. It is. Yeah, Collision. We have Collision, where we have Action and Andretti versus the Bullet Club. The Bullet Club continues to have amazing matches. and I can see why they're just having them go against pretty much anybody to probably try to go for either to continue to build this team up as the Bullet Club with the Guns, which I thought that was a good little group to add. I think they have a lot of potential. How do you feel about them?
Yeah, I mean, I wish, like me personally, that there was more done with Jay White and or Juice Robinson, more so Jay White individually. Um, but I'm okay with it as long as they're having good as matches as they're having right now. I will watch whatever they're in.
Yeah, it seems like they like this little connection they got. They have a good group that can match to be a strong faction. It seems like this faction was built up way better than the Blackpool combat. Those people. All right. Next, we have another
Well,
match
that's
where
because it's in
hmm,
this an established. That's because it's an established faction outside of AEW.
I mean
So,
that may
like,
be
does it
true,
really?
but the thing with the issue with the Blackpool Combat Club for me was kind of like they just started throwing people together, and then also and then Regal left, and then it kind of lost some of its thunder, pun intended, WCW. But yeah.
Good reference. Yes, they kind of lost the person. They lost the person who could talk them up
And-
in Regal, and
yeah,
their best wrestler isn't really wrestling with them anymore.
he got hurt.
So it's kind of like a John Moxley, which yet again, it's kind of been a running theme for him. People get injured and or get suspended, and he has to carry a group and or title. So he now has to carry it, and after a while, I say it's the Rock syndrome. After a while, you get tired of seeing the Rock, and after a while,
There's
I
a
get tired of seeing John Moxley.
after a while, I've gotten tired of him ever since like when he had the AEW championship. That was after that I was done with him because it seems like he just has the same match every single week after the ever since 10. Because when he had the belt, he was kind of like I gotta step up my game. After that, he hasn't done anything that was worth me looking at.
I
He's just
mean,
been stabbed here,
he's
stabbed
been
there.
yes, but I mean, it's
Mm-hmm.
he plays more to making the crowd emote like MJF. He's not as good at it as MJF, I would say. Um, but his matches tend to be more brawling matches. Um, and or if they would actually allow him death matches, which is kind of where that whole nail board thing comes from, where I was like, ooh, but they don't let him. He doesn't get to do that often. I don't think because I don't think anybody else really wants to be done up like that, where you have to be out for a couple weeks.
They're not going to
But
do that because of all those rules they just set. That's not happening.
yeah, so I mean, so I guess he has to work in the confines that he was in. That he has, so as being kind of the mouthpiece for the Blackpool Combat Club now. Excuse me, but because I can't think of anyone else who would be anywhere near as good on the mic from that group. Um, I kind of had hope for them when Don Callis was kind of working with them, but then it seems like they've separated now too. So I don't even know what is supposed to be happening with that now that I think about it. Because Don Callis told Takeshita to leave them. So I'm like, did Don Callis leave? He's trying to recruit Chris Jericho. Is there no group anymore? Is he just trying to like uh what's the word? Subjugate the Jericho Appreciation Society? What's happening now? Which I guess is good that I have questions, but it's confusing.
Yeah, I'm just sad that I can't see what's his name, Takeshita just do anything important at all besides be a side character.
I mean, he's going to end up being a herald like Luchasaurus to Christian Cage.
I mean,
I
that part's
direct you to do
fine.
something and you go do it. That's what's going to end up happening while he's with Don Callis
I'm fine with that because
and or Chris Jericho.
Takeshita is my favorite like actual like wrestler on the show because he can do all this stuff and it all looks really good. And that's about it. He's one of my favorite ones. And having somebody talk to him like that, like they've had, what's his name? You said Don Callis do it. It's been better for him. It works. It really works for him. Those two as together works for him.
Hmm.
And I'm happy they took him apart from the Blackpool Combat Club because now he can go and do other things. He can go terrorize somebody else. He might like if they had him go against the next person I'm talking about, that would be a good little mini feud before they move the next person up into something else. Because the next thing on this, you see how I did a little segue there. The next person match that was on there is Miro, basically just cleaning the house of anybody that walks in the ring with him. How do you feel about Miro's
Well,
coming
yeah,
back?
he
And
needs to. Hmm.
how do you feel about him? I feel like because as we talk about take it, but I can't say his name because I keep hearing other stuff in my head. But how do you feel about him finally coming back and then him trying to see who's going to be the president he go against before he goes for that, or any title that he goes for?
I think that you could feud Miro with anyone. I think that the problem historically has been that creative hasn't been that good with their ideas, and he hasn't been willing to work with them on their ideas previously, from what I've heard. Um, I think that a lot of those are also from him. He's like, they've been giving me bad ideas, bad creative, so I'm just sitting out. But
Yeah,
I
I
think he
feel
needs to
like
come back and actually do something. Um, his last match was good. It was better than the other ones because it wasn't just an outright smash, at least.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
but
and
go ahead.
I'm about to say it just feels like ever since Collisions come out and he's been on here, I feel like he's more trusting of the creator for the show than Dynamite for him to do something on.
Yeah. I mean, they're not gonna bring him in just to lose and or not take part in a match like they did with when they made him team with Darby and Sting, and he ends up leaving the match and Darby and Sting still win. And I'm like, how does that work out? That was his last match on Dynamite, to my
And
recollection.
that's what we call that Dynamite spark right there. So hopefully we get to see good things from him on this show because the Saturday show, in my opinion, even though that Dynamite has been better, this has been a little bit more consistent on the show in terms of just top to bottom. Because after that, we have the House of Black versus the Acclaim, which was kind of almost just a butt whooping. And the Acclaim tried to come back, but they lose. And then you have the moment, which I don't think anyone saw coming, where Billy Gunn takes his shoes off after, you see Malachi whisper in his ear, whatever he says. He takes off his shoes, which is the indicator that you're retiring from the ring and all action in the ring. And I'm trying to see, me personally, this will probably be the best thing for Acclaim because they need to get back into the tag team division and not the trios division because I don't really care for the trios division, me personally, just to say that. But
I
unless
think I like that they're doing more with the trios division now. At least it's not
true,
just Death
they even got
Triangle
custom belts.
versus the Elite. Yeah.
Oh my God, we're never going to bring that up ever again. That was the worst thing on television ever. That was Dynamite during its dark days of this year. Dynamite during that time frame was probably the worst it's ever been since I started watching wrestling again. Like that made me stop watching wrestling because of how bad it just kept going. Can't stop, won't stop.
I knew that would trigger you.
Jesus Christ, that Jesus. But House of Black, I'm happy they're going against different people. I'm happy that Acclaim is still getting television time on main shows because everyone loves the Acclaim, pun intended. And you right. You triggered me with those best of seven. That was the best idea ever. How do you feel about Billy Gunn?
I'm indifferent. I think that if that was his, I think unlike what I said about Jeff Hardy, Billy Gunn does look like he's got a few more years left in the tank. But if he wanted to leave now, I'm okay with it.
That's what happens when you wrestle a very, I'm not gonna say tame style, but a tame style.
I mean, it's not even just a. I wouldn't say he wrestled a tame style. He just didn't wrestle an extreme style like the Hardys did. The Hardys were throwing people and themselves off of ladders every other month for like a couple decades.
Even a couple of days. I'm 25 years or more.
Yeah. So that's what happens. I mean, look at like comparatively, I guess. Like Edge used to be the same way, but became more tame, and his neck and back got destroyed. Um, the Dudleys were also always kind of safe, even though they still like put themselves in extreme situations. They weren't really crashing off the top of ladders that often. And Bully Ray's still wrestling. He's doing it up in TNA, though I don't think he's anywhere near the title scene anymore. But he did just like the last I saw, he before Josh Alexander relinquished his title, he was feuding with Bully Ray or Bubba Ray Dudley, whichever one you want to call him. But that's a different show. We're not talking about Impact Wrestling right now.
Yeah, but that's a whole another thing. Wait, I didn't know he was still on that show, but
Yeah, he's still
good news
wrestling
to
on
them.
Impact Wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Tommy Dreamer's on Impact Wrestling.
All right then. That's all I got.
I don't think Tommy Dreamer's still wrestling, but he's on Impact Wrestling. Or
I
was
got
on
you.
Impact Wrestling.
All right. I see you
They've been through
next.
so many name changes. I don't even know what to call them anymore.
Oh wow. I don't even know. No, I don't keep. That's too much to keep up with already. Because next we have a ladies match: Sky Blue versus Taya Valkyrie. Valkyrie wins. I didn't really watch it, but I think that's the one that you were talking about. Her challenging. Yeah, her challenging Britt Baker. I think I might have skipped this match. I'm not even gonna hold you. That's probably why I didn't see it. So
You gotta watch.
Then
You gotta watch it, bro.
I'll go back. I'll try. I'm gonna try. And lastly, but not least,
and not for the reason that everybody else watches.
oh my gosh, we're gonna hop over that
part. Not for the reason everybody
crazy.
else watches Sky Blue matches.
I know she has good matches, but They need to stop. And finally, we have Christian Cage versus Ricky Starks. Christian Cage and Ricky Starks versus CM Punk and Darby Allin, where Ricky Starks wins the same way he won the last time he won against CM Punk, grabbing the ropes. And we don't know if Ricky Starks is an actual heel. We know for a fact Christian Cage is a heel. And we still don't know exactly how Punk is being broadcast as a good guy or bad guy. We'll see what happens. What do you think about the still question mark of good guy, bad guy for those two?
I'm okay with it. I don't like how they're presenting Ricky. They've been doing to Ricky what they did to Jack Perry and making him seem scary, for lack of better words. And that wasn't his character for the past like 3 or 4 weeks. Even with the fact that he held the ropes, but he's always been an anti-hero like. So I'm like, why not just let him do that? Say he just like the promo in the beginning where he was just like, who cares? I was like, good. That's a promo that I like. And then at the beginning of that tag match, it's like, okay, nobody actually wants to get in the ring while Chicago Phil was in the ring. And I'm just like, that makes sense for Christian Cage because he does that all the time. But it doesn't make sense for Ricky Starks to be afraid of CM Punk.
I got you. Well, I don't know. I'm kind of, at this point, I'm kind of just watching it. I'm watching to see how that goes. We have Scorpio Sky also trying to go off the TNT Championship, as Darby Allin's also trying to go for the TNT Championship. So we're seeing that, and that's another part of this where you have Darby going after Christian Cage and Luchasaurus, and then the other part of it is Scorpio Sky is also trying to go after the belt. How do you feel about Scorpio's return in this situation? Because I mean, it's nice to see him back. I haven't seen him, but go maybe a random match against somebody.
It was kind of underwhelming, but I don't think that was I don't think it's a bad thing to just like hover his name across it because you already have somebody chasing it right now.
Yeah, because I doubt it'd be some type of three-way type thing.
Yeah. Because I wonder if it's going to be do the men of the year come back? Like, because I know that Ethan Page, All Ego Ethan Page left and was in that. Like, what didn't his contract went to Matt Hardy or something after that? It happened in that clip that I sent you that you did not like.
Yeah, my happiness with that part is when Ethan went against MJF for that belt. I don't know, Ethan he could do something different than what he was doing, and when he went against MJF that weekend collision, I was like, please give me more of this.
Yeah, I mean, he's another one of those that I was like, they just don't ever let him win for some reason. Bad guys have to win too. That what makes them credible bad guys. But he never really won that often. So, and he's a good wrestler. He's a really good talker. So I don't know what more he can do as far as showing them that he has the potential to do it.
I guess we'll see what happens with that one too. I guess that's it for all of those for that show. And then we're just going Raw. I kind of don't really care about anything that was on Raw, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm a speed run this one. We have the opening segment with Judgment Day, where that's pretty much say that they're the best thing in the world, and they're probably still trying to decide who's going to try to go for that belt because who won the Money in the Bank belt, all that good stuff. We have Becky Lynch versus Zoe Stark.
Isn't Prince Devitt going to face Seth Rollins at SummerSlam or whatever?
That part I am not sure about myself.
I thought I saw that
It's-
Finn was facing him.
I would like to say I know, but I don't because the show is so long. I kind of just don't know. I'm gonna have to get. Raw is that's the show that I'm really gonna have to try to find a way to get the gist of things on. Yeah.
Also,
After
side
that,
note,
Mhm.
because his name is Ferkel, he has a clothing line that's pretty decent too.
Who?
Finn Balor, Ferkel Devitt. He has a clothing line that's pretty decent. I'll send you the
Well,
link after this.
free plug for the people. Hopefully he can come. He can send us the check for that one.
I mean, you can clip that out if you really want to.
Oh no, I don't
That
really
was
care.
more for you than for everyone.
It doesn't matter. It's for everyone now. Next we have Becky Lynch versus Zoe Stark.
Oh yeah, because Trish Stratus is injured.
After that we have Dominic Mysterio versus Sami Zayn, and Dominic beats him. Probably with
What?
There had to be
The
some type of
undisputed half of the tag team champions lose.
yeah, but it's Dom. Rhea probably was a part of this. I'm not gonna say I watched this either, but there's always some type of something going on when it comes to this guy.
Fair.
But still, it's kind of interesting that they have Sami Zayn now doing this. That's all I got on that subject. He's not a draw for anybody. That's what I've heard. You have Tommaso Ciampa. Is it Ciampa?
Mm-hmm.
Versus Bronson Reed. And this was the one that you were talking about?
No, the other one was 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
I saw clips from this one, but I don't know who actually won.
Well, Bronson Reed wins. And after that, we have Logan Paul agreeing to a match with Ricochet. They're just going to try to do as many stunts as possible, probably.
Didn't they start that like 3 weeks ago? Have they just not been on Raw since then?
We'll never know. In 3 hours, for 3 hours of time frame, we will never know. After that, we have Damian Priest versus Apollo Crews. Damian Priest wins. After that, we have Ludwig Kaiser versus Drew McIntyre for the main event. I'm assuming. Yep.
Oh, so they could build up to that Gunther match.
Yeah. And I want to see that. I kind of interested in that. Gunther's been on a tear. And, we also have some moment between, the same guy. What's that guy name who's, they kind of just keep putting him in the same match with this guy over and over again. I think his name's Cody. He's going to, say he's going to take down Brock Lesnar.
Oh, brother.
And that's the end of Raw. So we have finished all of our little walkthroughs of everybody because, Raw is going to be a speed through because ain't nobody watching that for 3 hours. And then, I don't know if you heard, but they're trying to get 3 hours of SmackDown, but we'll see how that goes.
If I could never see Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar on the same screen ever again, it'd be too soon.
So now, now we're going to hop into a little quick reaction section. We're not going to do both videos. You might have to save this one for another week, which is fine. That's fine because it kind of adds on to giving more things to do. But let me go to this share. I'm going to share a little something for you. We're going to watch this one and see if we can see how we can test out this being a reaction part of the video. And if it jacks up anything, we'll just clip this out for future references. Got it?
Fair enough.
All right. So you see how is that coming up on your screen?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see which one looks the best. We're going to put both of us out of it. We're going to put both of us on the side. No, that's not working. I think this one's probably the best one. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one. Yeah. I'm going for this one.
Okay.
Or this one.
Either or.
All right. So let's get into it. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Seems like only yesterday, just down the road, that I started my training in Calgary with Stu Hart. You're seriously booing Stu Hart?
Excuse me, Chris. I was in fact saying Stu Earns.
Tribal combat now. Something right at the damage to my bicep.
Yeah, good idea.
That was the one. That was the one. That was the walk. That's the walk. That's the walk, everybody. For everyone who I'm not going to sit here and do the little walk, that's the
Now
walk
see-
MJF did.
Now, see, if the Blackpool Combat Club walked out like that,
Oh, I would have been hilarious.
they would have been there in 0.5 seconds.
Yeah. All right.
Where on earth is LA Knight?
SummerSlam 2011. Aldi,
Yeah.
Triple H's workout DVD. Security on WWE Raw.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I remember this one.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I didn't know who he was.
He was Eli Drake back then.
So how do you feel about LA Knight showing up everywhere but in the main event picture? Let me stop.
So we're not okay. So that's what we do. And then you'll
All
have
right,
Gable
Luke.
Stevenson up here. I don't think Gable Stevens has even beaten his allegations yet.
I don't even know what they are. I've been trying to find it.
Oh, they buried those. I saw them when they first came up. You don't see it anymore.
Hey, that's what you call that. That's that Vince McMahon UFC money right there.
That's that Endeavor money.
Yeah, let's be quiet. We don't. He is an upstanding young man, to our knowledge.
I was heartbroken. I watched him in collegiate wrestling, national level wrestling, and found out about his allegations.
Yeah, these are not things that we know nothing about because we do not want to go down. This is the first episode.
Okay. I mean, I
Sad.
wasn't going to. That's why I keep saying allegations.
But no, I got you. Yeah, I kind of feel like I saw something, but it is gone now, like you said.
Yeah, I'll say that there's a reason because he showed up at WrestleMania. There was a reason why he didn't show up for like a full year.
All right, everyone. That is our Gable Stevenson information. Let's see how far this video goes into it.
What's next for Gable Stevenson?
There are moments when time stands still.
There are moments when time stands still.
When history unfolds.
When history unfolds.
When we are bound by the magnificence of one singular event.
TNA takes it to another level.
When we are bound by the magnificence of one singular event.
That's my bar. Shit. He copied my whole
Kiss me through the phone. Also, when was Tom Code Impact World Champion?
I don't know who that is.
That was the dude that basically looked like Goldberg but had the big gold belt.
All right, time to hit up the Google friend, my friend Google.
Tyson Tomko. When was he Impact World Champion? And why do I remember his name?
Oh, Marsh Babies.
Oh, he wasn't. No, yeah.
Yep.
He was tag team champion. And he was gauntlet for the
IWGP.
gold champion. IWGP tag champion.
All
Matt Bloom.
Well, there you go. It might have been a tag belt. But...
It might have been the tag belt.
All right, let's get back to this little video really quick.
With Alan Jones.
So humble. So kind. So now that I have the floor,
Is it great to be alive in the vagina? On a Saturday night or what?
Whatever you hope for.
Jury's still out.
I feel like we were talking about this.
But man, you can't deny that.
Yes.
I need the cake, nigga.
What's that smell? Representing Just Five Guys, Dookie.
It's good to be back, and I've missed you. But now it's time for that back.
All right, hold up. We ain't getting paid. That's not a part of us over here, man. We ain't not a part of that. Look, first and foremost, let's just say the guy who's putting these videos together, he is absolutely talented, and we hope nothing but the best for his brand and
Plug the name.
his
Plug the name.
Oh, we definitely gonna say it. It's Promo Joe. We'll have the link to this video, and I'm gonna try to snip this up so we can have this link for his video in the description for you all to watch, because these are spectacular and he's a very talented individual. All right, on to the next thing.
You sold the car, right? Just sold my car. So we buy any car.
That escalated.
All right. Woo.
I think they played the wrong video.
I was just about to say, what's happening?
That sign can't stop me because I can't read.
But the great one has a little nursery rhyme for you, Stone Cold, that goes like this. Mary had a little lamb.
I'll tell you what,
Piss on the lamb, piss on Mary, and piss on you. The rocket is gonna go out in the night and do what he does best.
Oh. Who is this fella?
I'm assuming it's Eli Drake, a young LA Knight.
You know, everybody been getting on him. He's just an imitation of Stone Cold and The Rock.
Who cares? We don't have Stone Cold or The Rock on TV.
Exactly. Back in frame now. Back in frame, everybody. I'm back in frame. Right, I'm just gonna skip this one. The audio is kind of bad, but you see what they're going for here.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy. Good God, y'all. Let's all get up and get down by doing the funky duck man. You let your down. You thrust your pelvis. You thrust your pelvis. You thrust your pelvis. You thrust your pelvis.
There was a box move. Ooh, that was crazy. There was a botched move with the dangerous landing. I walked away this time relatively unscathed. I got some scrapes and bruises, but no major tweaks or pulls. But Ricochet and I were supposed to do what's called the Spanish fly off the top rope. So one of our legs is on the rope, one of our legs is on the ladder, and we were supposed to hit it at the same time. And when
I remember
that
this.
rope, it was before we moved it, so I slipped down all the way to the bottom. Keep in mind, I'm a noob. I don't really know what I'm doing out there, so when stuff goes wrong, I don't really know how to improv. So in my head, I'm like, how is this guy? This is fucked. We fucked this up. How is this guy gonna do this? Is he even gonna do this?
Oh, he was.
Our legs are all twisted like this. I'm looking at him. I'm like, oh, this fucker is still trying to send this shit. I'm not even ready. His feet aren't even planted off the second rope. Just hucks a backflip. I'm like, all right. Went crashing through the tables, scraped my shoulder, hit my head on the thing. I'm fine, no concussions or anything, but it's just a wild sport, man. I don't know what I'm. Keep in mind, I'm a noob. I don't really know what I'm doing out there.
Hey, if he breaks his neck, it's all good. We can still have him doing promos.
I guess what, my dreams don't end until I got a WWE Championship gold around my belt.
First off, pal, it's a championship title. Secondly, are you just going to be wearing 2 belts?
And hell, Grayson Dolan, I might not even cash it in.
God damn it, Logan. Who in the devil is Grayson Dolan? For the love of God, this isn't YouTube.
What's up, guys? We're back. Hey!
Shut up, I'm talking!
Who's there for you when you are sad and down?
By his idiot friends.
Who picks you up and smacks you all around?
By his idiot friends.
Put thorns in you so you can save the town.
Idiot friends, idiot friends.
By his idiot friends.
Oh, Canada.
I thought this was really good. And they did this in their match.
Yeah, it was good. Well, that's Kerplunk.
Kerplunk from Tycho.
That's funny.
I have a whole dissertation on my theory about blood in modern wrestling.
That's
time
funny.
for that. College wrestling is a combat sport too. They have blood timeouts to patch it up. The lowest prelim bout of a card or a boxing card, somebody might have a little blood on their eyebrow or blood coming out of their nose, but they're not selling a blood sport. It's true. Tune in for the blood. Tune in for the gore. It's part of the aesthetic. It adds realism.
I'm tired of seeing John Moxley bleed. Oh no, Samoa Joe noping out of moves is hilarious.
Get out of the way of those chops, the massive hands of Joe. Trying to maul and crawl, but now Punk's second rope, top rope, nobody home.
Going down south, I'm gonna leave my woes behind. Heading on up south, I'm gonna see if I can't unwind.
Oh no!
Don't do
it
like
doing like that.
Oh. Go back. Go back. That was the exact clip that you hated.
Oh Lord.
Oh, that was great.
What is he doing? What is the point? I don't get it.
Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, no, Drew. Ring General! Gustav!
You should get to the point where anyone else would quit, and you're not gonna stop there. No, what are you waiting for? Do it! Just do it! Yes, you can!
Brian, what's your level of grizzleness?
My level of grizzleness on a scale of 1 to 10, 17.
Yikes, that's pretty grizzled.
Do you remember? Do you know how many times I've wrestled the Bears?
Like a grizzly bear or the football team?
No, black bears. Okay,
Black bears. Yeah, well, Clever, get my Claudio
Daniel's
Castagnoli.
brown bears.
Okay.
Well,
No, I don't.
you
Brat
didn't
dog.
know of my history of wrestling bears?
No, I did not.
It's well known in the wrestling industry.
I've actually heard that. I've heard
I'm
that.
shocked that you haven't researched it, Tony.
You see, that may confuse Antonio Cesaro. That would never work on a bear. You're really obsessed with discussing superstars competing against bears.
Listen, I've competed against bears. I've beat bears, okay? I'm a big believer that if it doesn't work on a bear, you don't do it in the ring.
Can we move on from the bear discussion now?
Shut up! We might. If he really wants to work that stomach, he should put him in a bear hug.
Quick cover and a kick out there by R-Truth. Learn a lot about superstars in WWE here on Saturday Morning Slam. We've learned this morning that Daniel Bryan has an obsession with bears.
I love bears, all sorts of bears. Black bears, polar bears, koala bears, brown bears, grizzly bears, which is also a kind of brown bear. Panda bears, teddy bears, everything. Oh, there it is! There it is! It's this is it, Josh! This is it! This is going to be the end of the match! Holy cow, he has him in the bear hug! I can no longer bear the suspense! I think he's going to tap his arm! He got out! Oh, he barely got out of that bear hug.
Antonio Cesaro barely hanging on.
Barely hanging on.
Teetering
This
back
is
and
unbearable! This is unbearable! Imagine doing this to a bear. Imagine doing this to a bear. He's just got to grin and bear it. You know, all of this was amazing.
Grin and
Not
bear
quite
it.
as amazing as bears, Josh. Not quite as amazing as bears.
Yes! You saw it! I did it! I just defeated a bear!
Trying to slam the bear. Trying to slam the bear. You can't be a champion until you defeat a bear.
Calm down, Cartman. You found what? The brown noise. Kenny and me found the brown noise. Here, look. Okay.
I hate that thing. Get out of the box, cat.
Oh my God! Someone cooked here.
Bart was feeling mighty blue.
It's a shame what school can do.
For no reason, here's
Taboo!
That was random.
It was random. Ah. Ugh. That's funny.
Yo,
The
listen
greatest
up.
heel.
I got a tale to
Dominic.
spin about a legend in the ring. His name is Sting. He's the man with that face paint, standing tall and able. When he steps in the arena, he becomes the table. Yeah, Sting, the wrestling icon of Mike. He strikes with the force like a thunderous knife.
I might just go ahead and negate this because at this point,
Yeah, I
When
was
he
about
slams
to
him down,
say.
it's like
you know, we got the gist of it.
Yeah. I was gonna say that's.
Well, I'm gonna give him. I'll give my man his shine. Where is it at? Let's get to the Sting. It's Sting. Keeps the table. Gotta let him. There he is. Promo Joe. All right.
Okay.
That
was an experience.
Every time. Every single time. All right. Well, that's the end of that segment. That's the end of the show. That's pretty much all we got for this one, for the first one. Hopefully everything will be much more wait, hold up. Can you still hear me?
Yeah. Your video froze, but we can still hear you.
No. Biscuits.
Perfect way to
screen
end the
froze.
show.
I know. I don't even know if it's still on my. Oh no. It broke.
It says it's still recording.
A tab froze. Let me go to another tab. All of my Google froze.
Yeah, I was about to say if your tab froze on Chrome, likely.
Hold up. I'm gonna be. Hold up. I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna be right back.
Okay. Well, I guess now I'll take the time to talk about my cat that's deciding he wants to chew on every cord behind. Get from back there. He's an orange tabby, and if anyone's ever had an orange tabby, I'm pretty sure that I've done something in my past and current life to deserve the amount of the level of annoyance that this man gives me. But I like to think that I'm a decent person.
All right.
Not only that, I decided to get 2 cats. Oh, I was talking about my cats while you were gone.
That's all that
And
matters.
how Chester's deciding he wanted to go behind my computers and get in the way of any cord back there.
That's absolutely all that matters. So, well, this is the test run. This is the first one. This is all of those and above. And, you know, hopefully we'll be able to clip this up and send this out to the masses. Thank you all for watching.
Thank you. I'm going to bed.
Yeah, I need to find something to eat. Thank y'all again.